talk about the Sonic 2 movie. We're going to talk about full spoilers because Damian actually went to go see it. So
I did.
if you guys don't want to be spoiled by the awesome movie that is Sonic 2, just skip to our recent activities. But Damian, what did you think of the movie?
I actually liked it a lot. So I don't think that's a big surprise because a lot of people have been saying they like it a lot. But I'm glad they went more for the Sonic stuff and less with like the human stuff. Because the first movie, I liked it. Like I think the main thing that was the issue was the Sonic redesign. Oh, when Sonic looked like garbage and then it didn't look good. But besides that, it was a pretty standard like sort of like buddy cop type deal. Like, oh, here's the cartoon character in the real world. Like, it didn't really feel too much like Sonic. Most of the time, like, you have Sonic versus like Eggman and stuff, but it wasn't like a whole lot of elements yet. They were making new lore with Long Claw and stuff, which is important now. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a good movie and some nice references or whatever, but it was okay. The second movie is definitely more of what I wanted. Now we got Tails here. I got Knuckles. They're they have their own lore, but still pretty similar to what we used to, which is good. Like, it's not like, I feel like it's not like bastardizing what we already know. Like, having the Master Emerald to hold all the other Chaos Emeralds, I think that's a pretty smart way to like do things and stuff.
Yeah, but, make it less confusing.
Yeah, make it less confusing for everyone and stuff. Obviously there's still some weird stuff, like, and a lot, like, some of the human stuff is still like whatever. But we'll talk about that when after this first impressions I'm giving. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought all the characters looked great. The action scenes were good. It was basically everything I wanted as like a Sonic movie. Like, I don't know what else you could have done. So yeah, they did a good job. I really like Knuckles too. Idris Elba did a really good job with Knuckles. So and Tails' is like voice actress was just Tails, so that was pretty sick too. So I like that. But yeah, I thought it was really good.
I think that they probably couldn't find another voice actor to emulate Tails as well as she did. So yeah. Props to her for getting a role on the big screen. That is super duper dope. Yeah. But honestly, like, I think the human sequences, I know that most people are like, yeah, whatever, I think that they were better this time around just because, like, it's like comedy relief, which is good because, like, I feel like most of the time with the human characters, especially in a movie like this that's called Sonic the Hedgehog, you want to focus on Sonic, obviously. Yeah. So when you have these human characters in there, because that's just how Sonic came to be within this universe, and just have their story be, more funny, more, sort of goofy and shit like that. I thought that was cool. Honestly, the what's his name? The husband guy, and then he ended up being a fucking like gun agent or whatever.
Oh, yeah, gun agent, yeah.
Like, I probably should have seen that coming, but I did not. I was like, what the fuck?
I didn't see it. I didn't know they were going to say gun. I'm like, holy shit, it's gun? I thought it was looking for like FBI agents, but no, it was like gun. I'm like, yo, that's sick.
Look,
I
man,
did not expect that.
They're fucking in the boardrooms. They're planning shit out, So, yeah, like, that was super duper dope. I think when I saw it the second time, when they said gun, some people like in my theater were like, oh shit, because like, if Sonic, gun, implicates possibly Shadow, and that we obviously got that within the after credit scene, which we'll talk about later in sort of like our predictions of what's to come next. But this movie was just super duper fun. I loved the way that they changed Knuckles' backstory, sort of have it more connect with Sonic and make that sort of rivalry connect more and mean more, because like, I think obviously like back then on the Genesis games, it was more like, oh, Knuckles got tricked by Eggman, which still plays a role within this movie, but having him have this sort of like grudge against Sonic because of Long Claw and sort of like that lore and that battle that they had with their people like years and years ago, makes sense. And I really like the way that they did that. And obviously Idris Elba fucking kills it as Knuckles. I mean, literally, like, after like they're all like buddy and like Knuckles is like trying to like find out what the fuck's going on with like fun and like baseball, like that was shit. Awesome, yeah. That was so much fun. And Tails' backstory as well, it's very slightly different, with Tails really looking up to Sonic and not just being like, oh, like he's super duper fast, but like he's kind of weird too, he's looking up to him as like, oh, like I'm also weird, but you're super cool, so like I can sort of be that figure as well, and sort of embrace my own weirdness, which I think is a very good message to send to kids. So yeah, that scene with them afterwards in that fucking bar fight, which was great, by the way. I honestly didn't expect it. Some people could be like, oh, it's just like the bar scene with, Donut Lord and fucking Sonic from the first movie. But, it is what it is. They're going to repeat some stuff to sort of have it, go along with the movie or whatever. But, that sort of scene with them two sort of connecting with each other and sort of making that friendship really a friendship was awesome, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah, it was very cute. Like, I thought the Sonic Tails stuff was really well done, and I like how they they sort of changed their backstories just all like a little bit, because in Tails in Adventure 1 was like, oh, Sonic's going fast, I'm gonna go fast too, and then Sonic was just like, yo, this kid could keep up with me, I guess we're cool. But in this one they made it so like Sonic's actions in the first movie was like Tails was like, oh shit, that's sick. I mean, it's kind of weird, it's kind of stalking him, but I guess that's just Tails anyway. But it was still like I think it made a little more sense than just like they're in the forest randomly. And Knuckles, I really like what he did with his backstory too, because I feel like they never touched on that. Like in the other games, it's kind of just like a dude in like Angel Island with the Master Emerald, and that's about it. This one they actually connected more with like the whole Echidna tribe stuff, because in Adventure 1 we only got that with like Tikal and stuff, so we didn't really Knuckles didn't really have any part of that. Like they never even brought it up in that game, which was weird. That's why it surprised me more that we're getting like a shadow thing, which we'll talk about later, and not like a chaos thing. But I guess that's what they're gonna go for. But yeah, I really like how they did their backstories in this, and I thought the Long Claw stuff was weird in the first movie, but I think they did a good job in this movie, sort of like bringing
wrapping it up.
Yeah, because that like the Owl Clan versus the Echidna tribe and stuff. Like I thought that was like pretty neat and stuff. So, and again, Knuckles and Sonic have like a pretty similar like backstories that are able to like connect in the end. So I thought that was like pretty good as well.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Carrey back as Eggman once again.
Oh, he's amazing. He's really good, dude.
He's fucking great. When he was flossing, I was like, not again.
They always have to do it.
I mean, like, look, now Sonic 3, like, someone's gonna floss. If it's Shadow, I'm done.
Let
I'm
Shadow
done.
floss.
But yeah, I mean, Jim Carrey is like obviously like the standout performance once again, just because he really takes on this role of Eggman. Like I don't think anyone else would be able to do the goofy silliness that Eggman is able to do within this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, what were your thoughts?
I mean, I love Jim Carrey as Eggman in the first movie, and I love him in this movie even more. I love his assistant. Like,
oh my god, yes, Mr. Stone or
like,
whatever.
He's like super gay for him and stuff, and he's just like hilarious. I don't know why. I just like they're all like such cartoon characters, and I think that sort of acting fits like this type of movie really well. And like you said with the human characters, I do agree. Like I actually. Like, I wish it was more of Sonic instead of those scenes, but I don't mind them too much in this movie because I feel like all the actors are just playing super cartoon, like they're just cartoons, you know what I mean? Like even the Gun Commander, it just feels like a cartoon character, So I really appreciate that they went for that direction and not try to make it too serious with it. Or make it like more like drama or whatever. I think that came out really well. And yeah, like Jim Carrey as Eggman is great. Like I think all his like delivery and like he's just so weird. Like just like I think it just fits it. Like I know Eggman's supposed to be a little more like, not as crazy as this, but I think this is a good spin on him. So I don't mind.
Yeah, and I mean like because we don't know if Jim Carrey's gonna return for Sonic 3, them leaving that to sort of I guess what's it called? Interpretation at the end was a nice way to do it, because they're like, hey, like if they want to use him for the last movie, they can, or the next movie, I should say, because there's probably going to be more Sonic movies after the third one, because like this shit making money, and like because they're doing it right is what I could say. It's not just because it's Sonic, like they are actually taking the source material and respectfully sort of twisting it and changing it and molding it for a new generation of Sonic fans. And like there's gonna be kids out there that only know Sonic because of these movies, and then they play the games and they learn more about the lore and shit like that. Like that's how I got into Sonic, was like with Sonic Heroes, and then I went back and played the other games, etc., etc. But yeah, I mean, Super Sonic.
Yeah, dude, Super
cool.
Sonic. Holy shit. I did not expect Super Sonic like at all.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was crazy. Like, so in the first movie when Sonic went like all blue and stuff, I'm, this is going to be like the Super Sonic thing. Like he's not going to like turn super ever in like this film trilogy. And the Master Emerald is like, it like already has all the Chaos Emeralds. So I'm like, okay, so I don't think they're gonna do super again. But when the Master Emerald started cracking and the emeralds just started spinning around, holy shit, they get these Super Sonic, and he looked great. Like his hair was standing up, he had the red eyes, and like damn, they really went the whole thing. So that was really good.
When I saw it the first time, I think because it was the early access viewing, the kids and like the parents weren't like super hype. But like the second time, bro, the theater was insane. They were like, "Let's fucking go!" Because like that's like the sort of like end game moment for Sonic 2. It's like he turned Super Sonic, and like I didn't expect that shit like when I first watched it, because I was like, I didn't think that they were gonna do Super Sonic either, because like there's already so much in this movie, but like them being able to get the Master Emerald to sort of tie back into the Chaos Emeralds in a different way, that makes sense. And I really, really enjoyed just that sequence because, Knuckles was like, he's not your Sonic anymore. And then he just fucking summons a chili dog. And I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever.
And, like, I don't know how you would feel if you're not a Sonic fan. Be like, what's going on?
I mean, like, I saw this with my girlfriend the first time, and she had no idea what Sonic was. And, like, she knows nothing about the lore. So, like, when she was watching it, like, she was enjoying herself. And then afterwards, I was like, so what'd you think? She was like, I had fun. I was like, all right, that's good. Because, like, she knows fucking nothing. But, like, it's still an enjoyable and fun ride. Because I feel like that the movie obviously, like, doesn't take itself too seriously. It's still a goofy kids movie with Sonic and human characters. So, but, go on.
I was just going to say, that's why I'm kind of concerned about the whole Shadow thing. Because Shadow, the story takes itself a little more seriously with Shadow. A little girl gets shot and like an old man gets gunned down. So like I'm like, I have no idea how they're gonna do Shadow. Like they're probably gonna retcon the hell out of his backstory. Because like I feel like the movies are best when they're like sort of goofy fun and stuff. And I think that's what makes a good video game movie or a video game any adaptation or whatever. Like same thing with Arcane, where I feel like it's understandable by people that don't play the medium at all, but it still like respects everything. Like my brother played like no League of Legends, right? And he loved Arcane. But obviously, as someone that does know a bit about League of Legends, still enjoyed that line. I was able to point out some references or whatever. And I feel it's the same thing with this movie. Like you just be like, oh, it's just like cartoon characters doing cool stuff. But if you're like a Sonic fan, you'd be like, oh, that's Gun, that's Shadow, that's Super Sonic.
Oh my god, it's the Mean Bean. It's named after the fucking puzzle game on the Genesis. I was like,
oh yeah, the Mean Bean, like the Mean Bean thing. I'm like, yeah, like holy shit. That's pretty cool. I totally
the fucking references like that when I was watching it was just like, oh my god, like I'm flexing my Sonic knowledge and like no one knows. It's like that meme with the fucking guy at the party and he's just standing there.
They don't know this is based on Dr. Robotics Mean Bean Machine.
Yeah, I mean obviously, like, as a huge Sonic fan myself, I just had so much fun just watching this movie and like all of the references and shit like that. And the only one thing that I really was like sort of distracted me from the movie was when like they were in, I guess, Iceland or whatever the fuck, in the snow part, and like he gets the sort of compass thing, and like Eggman, he's obviously in like a blue screen or whatever, and like it looked really jarring.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that did look really weird. Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's not as well as it could have been, but it's fine. Kids probably aren't gonna care that much.
I think this movie was like made during like COVID, right? Like,
of course. So like, I'm not gonna complain too much.
Yeah, that's why they probably relied a lot more on Sonic, which is fine because it's more just CG and stuff. And I thought the CG looked great. Like I think all the designs look great, but I think they found a really good style to bring Sonic, I guess, into like the real world. I guess. I think we already talked about this during the Sonic one, but Knuckles looks great, Tails looks great, Shadow looks good too. Like we see him for like 2 seconds, but I think Shadow looks good as well. So.
Yeah, definitely the special effects were 100% focused on everything with the Sonic characters, just because it's like they're going to be the main stars of the show and they're going to be the ones that the kids are going to have their eyes on the whole time, no matter what. So
I thought they were going to do like a Sonic Heroes reference too. I'm like, like all 3 of them are there. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Look at that.
They could have. I don't know. I mean, most people, when they did that sort of like a 3 shot of them, like in that town or whatever, in Green Hills, people were like, Sonic Hero vibes. And I was like, yeah, definitely. And, people are nostalgic for that game 100%. So including myself. So
I'm going to tell my kids this is the Avengers.
But yeah, Shadow. I mean, like, I think that 100% got like the most reaction from both theaters that I went to. Both times I saw it. I mean, how was your theater reaction to that?
I mean, we went in like the morning just because the theater we go to gets really busy during like the evening. I won't say just in case. It does get really busy.
Don't dox yourself.
But it gets really busy. So we usually go to see movies during the 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too many people, but I did hear some like, well, like when Shadow showed up, I actually got like spoiled that he was gonna be in the movie like a day before.
That sucks.
So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess he's in the movie. So when I saw it, but it was still cool to see him like get brought up and like he's just there.
Yeah.
Again, this is a direction I thought they were gonna slowly go into the adventure stuff because adventure is like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I thought they were gonna do like either Metal Sonic or something else. Like you know they go like Sonic CD and then maybe Sonic 3 is like a big like end game sort of thing until they go into the 3D stuff. But nah, they're straight up just going with Shadows. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
you know, I think that's just them looking at the Sonic stories and being like, all right, so like which elements are like the most interesting and the most like impactful for like the Sonic fans and the Sonic community. And like obviously like adventure is like a pretty big game with like chaos, and you know it introduced a lot of characters to like the mainstream Sonic people, but you know people want to see Shadow. So
yeah, I mean Shadow's like a fan favorite, and dude, if they fight Final Hazard in like space and they don't play Live and Learn, I'm gonna like rate it a 0. So
I mean, like they might choose a different villain just because,
yeah,
like,
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be like Bio Lizard or anything or whatever.
I mean,
so.
like, look, if Shadow's gonna be there and they're both gonna turn super at the end, like that shit is all that I think.
I mean, Shadow gonna die? Like, I don't know how serious they're gonna go because again, the adventure games take themselves a lot more seriously than the old games. So. I mean, I'm just wondering how they're gonna go about it. That's all I'm saying. I think Shadow's gonna get a lot of retconning because again, I don't think they want to show a little kid getting shot, which is what triggers Shadow to do stuff like Maria getting shot, and you know, Dr. Robotnik's grandfather. I don't think they're gonna show him getting shot either because that also happened because he's like Shadow was illegal, but yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. It might just be some secret. I mean, he has Ultimate Life Phone, whatever. So yeah, I guess we're gonna see. Dude, so many kids are gonna be reintroduced. I was a Shadow boy. I loved Shadow as a kid. So like, it's gonna be like a whole new thing. It's gonna be weird.
Yeah, I mean, like when we went to go see it the second time, Aldair and Cameron were there, and they were getting snacks, and some kid was walking out, and he like blurred Supersonic, and Aldair looked at Cameron, and it was like, bruh. That shit was so funny because I'm like, no, they got spoiled, but it's all good.
Sucks.
At least they didn't know about Shadow because like afterwards I was like, did y'all like know? And they were like, nah. But
yeah, for me, I didn't know Supersonic was gonna be in this, and that was like a really I was like, holy shit. So yeah.
But yeah, I think that them introducing Shadow and them probably gonna retcon his backstory just a little bit. I'm sure Maria's gonna be a part of it somehow. Yeah. Who knows? Because like the first Sonic movie, fucking Sonic's mom equivalent dies straight up. So
that's true.
They are able to do darker things, but obviously just like not explicitly show it or explicitly I guess make it still within the PG realm kind of thing. Because like obviously like I think Spider-Verse was PG. But straight up, like, Uncle Aaron gets shot.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I mean, they could show it. I guess because it's going to be like a real little girl getting shot by, like, a soldier. So,
Who are they going to cast? Who knows?
But that person's going to last, like, 2 seconds. Just like the Hedgehog cutscene, just like just dead. So,
but yeah, I mean, I'm definitely excited for Sonic 3, obviously. And the success of this movie has been immense and fucking great. And I cannot believe that we are getting actually good Sonic movies to begin with. I think that Sonic fans are used to having the games in their medium just be straight up trash or mediocre, but these movies have been really, really good. And I think that the complaints people have with them, they can have their complaints, but as a huge Sonic fan myself who is literally grown up with this character, I fucking love this movie. I cannot wait to get it on 4K and rewatch it again. So
yeah, I liked it a lot as well. I think it was a big step up from the first one. I felt like the first one just getting their feet wet, and now this one is like, okay, now we're gonna get into the real shit. So
yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly. Doing that sort of like buddy cop thing, and then having Donut Lord, be like the sort of like father figure to Sonic, being like, hey, like, you gotta know what the fuck you're doing, bro. Like, so I really did like this movie, especially the comedy. I think that most of the jokes landed. Yeah, obviously, like, they're for kids, so like some jokes I'm gonna like roll my eyes or like not laugh as much, but I think that the humor was done really, really, really well, especially with Idris Elba, because like Knuckles being a dumbass is like fucking great.
Yeah, it was really good. I really like anything he was in. like him and Eggman are probably my favorite. So yeah, it was really good.
them leaning definitely into the Sonic Boom Knuckles, where like he literally is fucking 2 IQ sort of thing, you know. So
I think he's more like naive than anything. 'Cause he just like doesn't know. It reminds me of like Starfire from like Teen Titans, where he just doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
So it is pretty. He is kind of a himbo though. So.
All right, so